Hello and welcome to Good at Voice with the Tara Sampson Voice Studio. I'm Tara Sampson. Let's talk about music. Today, my friends, I want to discuss with you some tempo markings. There are lots of different tempo markings that you might see within your music, but today I'm just going to cover some very basic ones, the most common ones that you'll see in your music to get you started. Now, first of all, what is a tempo marking? A tempo marking is an indication given by the composer to let you know as the singer how quickly am I singing? How slowly am I singing? And when does that change? Because most songs don't stay the exact same tempo the entire time. So the first thing that you'll often see at the top of a piece of music is an indication of what a quarter note equals. So you will see a quarter note, and it will say quarter note equals, and it will give you a number, typically somewhere between 80 and 120, 135. This means a quarter note is equal to that many beats per minute. So if a song is around 130, 135 beats per minute, it's a faster song. If it's around 90, it's more of a ballad. This doesn't always exist on your music, my friends, but it is very common and is becoming more so. Now, you may see something in your music called accelerando, often abbreviated ACCEL. This means to speed up, to accelerate, if you will. Now, sometimes you'll have a specific speed, beats per minute that you want to get to. Other times it's left up to interpretation for you and for your accompanist to decide together just how much faster it needs to get. Another common tempo marking is rallentando. This means to slow down. It's often abbreviated RALL. And it is used synonymously with ritardando, abbreviated RIT. Both of these mean to gradually slow down. You'll often have a big rallentando near the end of a piece of music, or maybe the end of a big swell in the music. You might have a big slowdown and then jump right back into the tempo. Speaking of, in this case, you would see the indication a tempo. This means return to the original tempo. So you may have sped up, you may have slowed down, but when you see a tempo, it means, hey friends, kick back into that first tempo that we gave you, the original tempo. You may also see what is commonly referred to as railroad tracks. The official term is cesura, and this is known as a big pause. Big full stop in all the sound. So you stop, the accompaniment stops, the music cuts off. This is often used for emphasis or for a big storytelling moment. All right. Another tempo marking that is very, very common is called a fermata. This looks like this symbol. And this just means hold this note as long as you want. If it's above the vocal line, that means you as the singer get to decide how long or how short to hold that note. Okay? So no matter what note value you're looking at, a whole note, a quarter note, an eighth note, doesn't matter. That fermata says you, my friend, get to decide how long to sing it for. If it's above a rest, this means you get to decide how long that pause in your sound lasts for. Often, the accompanist is going to follow you. So usually you want to indicate your intention to start your next note with a big breath, a visible, not necessarily audible, but a visible breath so that the accompanist knows prep and continue. Another common marking you might see is a tenuto marking. This is indicated as simply a straight line right above a note. And this means to stress this note a little bit. It's kind of a pressed tone. You're just going to lean into it just ever so slightly. All right. Now this one you may have seen already before. It is called a staccato marking. It's just a simple little dot above or below a note head. And this means short and detached. So even if it's above a quarter note, you're still going to just give it one little punch as opposed to holding it for the entire duration of that quarter note. The opposite of this marking is legato, meaning smooth and connected. You'll either see the full word legato written or L-E-G. And our last one for today, my friends, is an accent marking. This is similar to your tenuto, but not necessarily the exact same thing. An accent marking looks like a very small greater than symbol, or a very small, teeny tiny crescendo, but it's not a crescendo, my friends. That's something to look out for. It means you're going to accent that note a little bit harder than the notes surrounding it. Okay? It's often used for emphasis in a different way than a tenuto marking might be. So those are your basic tempo markings that you should always be on the lookout for. Feel free to circle them or highlight them even if it's your copy of sheet music. Always write in pencil in case you ever want to change your notes there, friends. But make sure you know where these happen, when they happen, and hopefully, in terms of storytelling, why they happen. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please drop them in the comment section down below or reach out to me directly via my website, tarasampsonvoice.com. Okay, my friends, keep singing.